Hey, so fun fact, I'm recording this literally like a couple seconds after I recorded the previous one, because I'm anticipating that at least 3 of my friends hit like by now. I'm not going to release this one until I do hit the like goal, but whatever. I also just wanted to showcase more of my fight against the Pantheon of Hallownest. It ended right as I killed the massive boss charger, which they kind of actually fit really well with the end of the video, but I want to keep going. So now I'm going to be reading SCP-096, the Shy Guy. Like, comfortable again. Ah, my neck. I wish 173 would come here and snap my neck for me. All right, well, oh, my neck. Let's just get started. Item SCP-1 no, not 17. Item SCP-096. Object class Euclid. Special containment procedures. SCP-096 is to be contained in itself. Yeah, I'm still not getting any better at this. A 5mm or 5. I'm recording right now. Can you please go? Apologies for that. My little sister just walked into my room and wanted to ask me something. Okay, well, it's a 5 meter by 5 meter by 5 meter airtight steel cube at all times. Weekly checks for cracks or holes are mandatory. There are absolutely no video surveillance or optical tools of any kind inside SCP-096's cell. Security personnel will use pre-installed pressure sensors and laser detectors to ensure SCP-096 presence inside the cell. Any and all photos, videos, or recordings of SCP-096's likeness are strictly forbidden without approval from Dr. Blank and 05 Blank. Yes, the first introduction of Blank. This will be showing up a lot in these readings. It's censored, and I don't want to go through the effort of adding like a static thing. So whatever. Now then. Description. SCP-096 is a humanoid creature measuring approximately 2.38 meters in height. Subject shows very little muscle mass, with preliminary analysis of body mass suggesting mild malnutrition. Arms are ghastly out of proportion with the rest of the subject's body, with an approximate length of 1.5 meters each. Skin is mostly devoid of pigmentation, with no sign of any body hair. How come I can't say animate but I can say pigmentation? Whatever. SCP-096's jaw can open to 4 times the norm of an average human. Other facial features remain similar to an average human, with the exception of the eyes, which are also devoid of pigmentation. It is not yet known whether how did I mix those words and swap it? Whatever. SCP-096 is blind or not. It shows no signs of higher brain function and is not considered to be sapient. SCP-096 is normally extremely docile, with pressure sensors inside its cell indicating that it spends most of the day pacing the eastern wall. However, when someone views SCP-096's face, whether it be directly, via recording, or even a photograph, it will enter a stage of considerable emotional distress. SCP-096 will cover its face with its hands and begin screaming, crying, and babbling incoherently. Approximately 1 to 2 minutes after the first viewing, SCP-096 will begin running to the person who viewed its face, who will from this point be referred to as SCP-096-1. Documented speeds have varied from 35 kilometers an hour to blank kilometers an hour. This makes it really hard to actually do a proper reading, and seems to depend on the distance from SCP-096-1. At this point, no material or method can impede 096's progress. I'm just going to start saying 096 and 096-1 because there's a lot of SCP in this. The actual position of 096-1 does not seem to affect 096's response. It seems to have an innate sense of SCP-09... I said SCP again. Of 096-1's location. Note, this reaction does not occur when viewing an artistic depiction. Does not occur when viewing artistic depictions, plural. See document 096-1. I'll probably throw that on screen, I guess. Upon arriving at SCP-096-1, I said it again. Upon arriving at 096-1's location, 096 will proceed to kill and data expunge 096-1. 100% of cases have left no traces of 096-1. 096 will then sit down for several minutes before regaining its composure and becoming docile once again. It will then attempt to make its way back to its natural habitat, data redacted. Due to the possibility of a mass chain reaction, including breach of Foundation security and a large civilian loss of life, retrieval of subject should be considered alpha priority. Dr. Blank has also petitioned for immediate termination of 096. See interview 096-1. Orders waiting approval. Termination order has been approved and is to be carried out by Dr. Blank on data expunged. See Incident 096-1-A. Audio log from interview 096-1. Interviewer, Dr. Blank. Interviewed, Captain Blank, former commander of the retrieval team Zulu 9A. Retrieval incident number 096-1-A. Begin log. Captain, it always sucks ass. Oh yeah, just a warning. I will be swearing, and no, I won't be censoring it. I need to keep the original feel of the SCP article, so get ready for a lot of swearing. Okay? There's gonna be a lot more coming up here, especially with these interview logs. I'll try to do a different voice for the captain and the doctor too, because it's a conversation between them, but no promises. It always sucks ass to get retrieval duty. You have no idea what the damn thing is capable of besides what jacked up information the field techs can scrape up. And if you're lucky, they don't even tell you the whole story. They told us to bag and tag. Didn't tell us jack shit about not looking at the damn thing. Could you please describe the mission? Yeah, sorry. We had 2 coppers. One with my team, and one with the backup, and one on backup, with Zulu 9-B and Dr. Blank. We spotted the target about 2 clicks north of our patrol path. I'm guessing he wasn't facing our direction, or else he would have taken us out there and then. Yeah, I mixed up there and then. It should have been then and there. Whatever. Your report says 096 did not react to the cold. It was blank Celsius. Actually, it was blank. yeah, with that blank they were talking about numbers, but whatever. And yes, it was butt naked and didn't so much as shiver. Anyway, we landed, approached the target, and Corporal Blank got ready to bag it. That's when Dr. Blank called. I turned to answer, and that's what saved me. The target must have turned, and my whole squad saw it. That's when SCP-096 entered an agitated state. Yep. Sorry, got the willies for a second. That's alright. Yeah, well, I never saw its face. My squad did. And they paid for it up the ass. Could you describe it a little more, please? Yeah. It started screaming at us and crying. Not animal roaring, though. It sounded exactly like a person. Really fucking creepy. We started firing when it picked up Corporal Blank and ripped off his leg. God, he was screaming for our help. Fucking A. Anyway, We were blowing chunks out of the target, round after round. Didn't do jack shit. I almost lost him when it started data expunged him. That's when you order to use an AT-4 HEDT launcher, an anti-tank gun. Started carrying it ever since SCP blank got loose. I've seen those things tear through tanks like tissue paper. Do the same thing to the target. There was significant damage to SCP-096. It didn't even fucking flinch. It kept tearing apart my squad, but with half of its torso gone. But it was taking damage. If it wasn't showing it. It must have lost all its organs, all its blood, but it didn't acknowledge any of it. Its bone structure wasn't hurt at all. Though it was tearing my squad apart. So no actual structural damage. How many rounds did you say were fired at SCP-096? At least 1,000. Our gunner kept his GAU-19 on it for at least 20 seconds. 20 fucking seconds. That's 650 caliber rounds pumped into the thing. She might as well been spitting at it. This is when Zulu B arrived? Yeah, my squad was gone. Zulu 9B managed to get the bag over its head. It just sat down. We got it into the chopper and got it here. I don't know how I never saw its face. Maybe God or Buddha or whatever thought I should live. The jackass. We have obtained an artist's description of 096's face. Would you like to view it? You know what? After hearing that thing's screams, and the screams of my men, I don't think I want to put a face to what I just heard. No. Just no. Alright, I believe we're done here. Thank you, Captain. Let this be on record that I'm formally requesting SCP-096 to be terminated as soon as possible. End log. Now I'm probably going to be reading, Incident 096-1-A. I'm pretty sure this is like the first test, right? Let's see. Damn, this is long. I guess this is Incident 096-1-A then. So, containment has been attained? Yes, Doctor. Let me see the security footage. A large steel cube is shown in the middle of a research lab, which is teeming with a dozen or so researchers. In view of the camera is a control booth displaying readings from the various sensors inside the cube. Fast forward 1 minute, 32 seconds. The control booth operator leans forward, alerted to the various readings on the sensors. Approximately 5 seconds later, a steel wall on the containment cube receives a sizable dent bending outwards. The dent becomes larger before breaking. SCP-096 is seen bending the steel away, frantically trying to escape. Emergency plates drop on the cube as a containment breach is sounded. The security tape has 096's face blurred out as per containment protocol. 2 security teams enter the room as SCP-096 breaks out of containment. Live rounds and tranquilizer darts are fired to no visible effect. Approximately 90% of researchers and security personnel have directly viewed 096's face, and a code Lima is declared. The room and surrounding areas are sealed with and flushed with blank class nerve agent. Approximately 2 minutes later, SCP-096 breaches research site blank and travels blank kilometers an hour through the outside desert, traveling blank. End log. This is going to be a lot of begin log and end logs, by the way. Yo, I need to catch up on my breath. This is so much talking. Whew. Echo Romeo was assigned to immediate containment breach. When we realized just how big a breach we were dealing with, we were completely overwhelmed. Funny how even the best and brightest minds in the world can be so unprepared. So you're saying it's your own fault? Absolutely not. There's a new discovery in 096's behavior. We had no way to know, and we are lucky it didn't turn into an XK. For clarity, XK is like an SK end of the world scenario. There's a bunch of different end of the world scenarios that the Foundation prepares for. So XK is just one of them. I don't know the thing about it. Probably when I actually explain the Foundation, I'll explain all the end of the world scenarios. Whatever. Begin log. Helm cam footage from ER-1. Footage from inside a UH-60 shows SCP-096 on the desert floor, moving at a considerable speed. ER-A, this is Echo Romeo. Actual, we have visual of the target, intelligible, at data expunged, knots and increasing. So, this is... Although, look, Butter's playing Phasmophobia. Okay, this is gonna be a really long one. ER-A listens to the radio as orders, identified as coming from Dr. Dan, are relayed. SCP-096 can be seen slowly gaining speed. ER-A motions off camera. ER-3 appears holding a modified XM500 anti-material rifle. 2 shots are fired. The first misses and the second hits 096 in the lower leg. SCP-096 stumbles but recovers. Speed change is insignificant. Intelligible. P. No effect on the target. ER-A motions to ER-3 again. ER-3 fires 3 more shots. The first 2 miss, and the third hits SCP-096 in the head. SCP-096 falls, skids, and rolls several times, reducing its speed minimally. SCP-096 rolls to its feet and continues uninhibited. Camera pans up to see 8 V-22 Ospers belonging to MTF Tau-1 flying overhead, and past the helicopters on the same inbound vector as 096-1. Or not 096-1, as SCP-096. Camera cuts out. End log. Oh boy, here's another. Begin log. Video interview log 096-1-A. Dr. Oleksii? I don't know how to pronounce that name. I'll just call him Doctor. Doctor appears very calm, determined, and answers all questions slowly and deliberately. Interviewer: where were you at the time of the breach? On break, getting a cup of coffee. It was pure luck I wasn't caught in the containment area. Describe your actions directly after the containment breach. I sent Echo Romeo after SCP-096 and alerted Dr. Dan to the situation. We then set upon the task of locating SCP-096-1. Once the general direction of SCP-096 was determined, I sent Mobile Task Force Tau-1 ahead to evacuate civilian population centers in 096's path. All according to the containment protocol. End log. Okay, there's still like 30 more of these logs. Jeez, I'm gonna have to switch hands. My hand's getting sweaty from holding this microphone. Whew. Begin log. Video interview log 096-1-B. Dr. Dan blank sits patiently on the table in front of him, in what looks to be a set of modified night vision goggles. For the record, where were you exactly during 096's containment breach? Dr. Dan: in the data expunged mountain range, trying to find more information on SCP-096's origins. It was a quick research expedition, so I left Dr. Oh, it's him again. The guy from the previous one, the guy whose name I can't pronounce, in charge of containment. He is competent enough, if a bit eager, and has proven himself in the past. This is all confirmed by the various related paperwork, so don't go thinking it was just for the record, Doctor. Now, knowing that SCP-096 is immune to all forms of damage while in this enraged state, why would you order the sniper attacks from the emergency response team? Why not? If there was a chance to slow down 096 and give MTF Tau 1 more time, then we had to try it. It put ER in no danger, and the choppers were in no danger of being outrun anyway. Well, whatever. Honestly, ER could do a little less to help or harm this. Could do little else to help or harm the situation. I see. Now, could you explain this? Interviewer motions to the goggles lying on the table. Yes, this is Project Scramble, an eyepiece we assigned to ER and MTF Tau 1. Designed by the same doctor from the previous thing, Alexei, I guess I'll call him Alexei, and myself, specifically for SCP-096. It carries a small microprocessor which constantly analyzes the viewing field of the features of SCP-096. Facial recognition software instantly identifies them, scrambling the image into an unrecognizable mess before the light reaches the human eye. It's quite ingenious, really. And expensive. Very. Which is why it's a shame it didn't work. Oh, my throat is starting to hurt. This is way too much talking. But I need to finish this now that I started it. I should have just stuck with the original log and maybe gone for one of the different tests involving 096. Let's see, how many logs are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more logs. Oh no. I need to breathe for a minute. Next time, I'm doing a much shorter SCP. Or at least I'm gonna try. Begin log. Audio transcript between MTF Tau 1 and modified EG3. Sentry. AWACS. Call sign Big Brother. MTF-T-1. Ospreys in the air. Moving data expunged at data expunged. Awaiting vector. Big Brother. Electronics online. Cruising altitude reached. Uploading program. Scramble to all camera systems. Cameras online. Big Brother's now watching. What inbound vector is target currently heading? Target is currently westbound, traveling on... Shit! Yeah, he's on I-40. I think he just flipped a semi. Outbound vector is data expunged, degrees by data expunged. Next town on this vector is data expunged. I'd say a couple 100 kilometers. Shit. MTF, we're suggesting Echo Romeo begin evacuating I-40. I don't know how many cars the target has wrecked. Hold on. That's a negative, Big Brother. ER is reporting that the target is outrunning her choppers. They can't get ahead of them. Then get them to stop the motorists on the other lane. I don't know how many people have seen this thing's face. End log. Okay, that one had a lot of swearing in a very short period of time. It's fine, I like swearing. It helps me relax. The first 3 elements of Tau 1 succeeded in gathering the townsfolk in the first 3 towns without incident. SCP-096-1 was confirmed to not be in any of these when SCP-096 ran through each in turn without stopping. However, a video log of MTF Tau shows SCP-096-1 being identified in the town of data expunged and the ensuing incident. Show it. My throat hurts so much. I'm gonna need to get some green tea with honey after this. Begin log. Helm cam footage from Element 4 of MTF Tau 1 in the town of Data Expunged. Most of the townspeople are gathered in the square, all blindfolded. Helicopters sweep the town. Indicate orders are heard over loud. Well, look, another word I can't read, apparently. Orders are heard over loudspeakers from both the helicopters and ground personnel. MTF T1 over Taucom radio and loudspeakers. The target is entering proximity zone. All units activate scramble gear and begin crowd control procedures. All civilians are not to move from their spot or remove their blindfolds. If you move or touch your blindfold, you will be shot. I repeat, all civilians orders are drowned out by a loud shrieking coming from outside the camera's view. Who knows, I might actually add in some SCP-096 cries. Approximately 2 kilometers away, SCP-096 is seen to be coming over the crest of the hills. It tries to slow down on descent, but trips and tumbles down at high speed, crashing through several houses before regaining its footing, almost without delay. Unknown voice over loudspeakers. Ineligible. Civilians are not to move. You will be shot. I repeat, ineligible. Several shots are heard, none of which directed at 096. 096 stops for 1 second before running into the crowd of townsfolk, throwing many aside and trampling more. More shots are heard as the crowd begins disappearing. The loudspeakers unintelligible under the vocalizations of 096. 096 locates 096-1, a middle-aged man, and the camera view, who's 096 grabbing him before it is hit by a fleeing townsperson and is dislocated from the helmet. End log. Oh god, there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more of these logs. At least I won't need to worry about running out of footage, because I still got 40 minutes of footage to go through. I did start this off after the incident with the massive monster charger with me killing it, though, so whatever. Hope you're still watching this to this point, by the way. Begin log. Video interview log 096-1-C. Major Jackford Wilford, current commander of MTF Tau 1. I was looking through SCP-096-1's house with my squad. Poor bastard was a semi-pro mountaineer, took a trip to the blank. Apparently, he took a snapshot of the landscape, and just happened to catch SCP-096 in the background. Wilford holds up 4 fingers to emphasize. 4 pixels. 4 fucking pixels! I doubt the guy even knew what he saw. He was probably just looking at the picture one day, noticed an off-color patch of snow, and went on with his day. How did you find it? Our scramble gear picked it up right away. The lieutenant got the picture and took it down to the chopper before I ever got to see it. By then, the damn monster had taken down Big Brother, and it peeled open the former Major Striker. All hell was breaking loose. So this scramble gear was ineffective? Ineffective. The goddamn scramble were pieces of shit that killed the whole damn task force. You know, only 3 people are alive besides me? All because some retarded... Okay, I feel uncomfortable saying that word. Yeah, I'm just gonna skip past. Egghead thought it was state-of-the-art countermeasure to SCP-096's hostile reaction. Those bloody idiots. Wait, he said bloody idiots. Am I supposed to be speaking with a British accent? Those bloody idiots. Those bloody idiots could have just put a bag over the target's head and be done with it. But no, we had to use state-of-the-fucking-art scramble. End log. You also may notice that I'm hitting my desk a whole bunch for added effect, but it's like shaking my entire laptop every time I do it, so I need to like reset it, like re-angle it or whatever. Only like 5 more logs now. Each one is pretty long. I guess not all that long. This is like reading like probably 20 pages of a book, maybe like 15 to 20 pages of a book pretty much. Just this one section of the SCP, there's so many more incidents. For example, how they got the artist depiction of the SCP that was offered to be shown to the commander, or former commander, I should say. Way back near the beginning of the video, I guess. Begin log. Dr. Dan. What did that fucker call me? Dr. Dan pushes back from the table and begins standing up. I'll show that goddamn son of a bitch what an egghead is. After I bash open his interviewee begins shouting and cursing. Oh, like I wasn't already doing that. 2 guards enter the room and push Dr. Dan back into his seat. Do we need an administrator? Do we need to administrate a sedative, doctor? I should have said that was from the interviewer, by the way. I'm trying to make the interviewer distinct by having him talk in a more low, calm voice, but whatever. My throat is killing me. This is worse than the fucking audition I did, where I had to do a really like gruff voice that just hurt my throat. Dr. Dan takes a deep breath and smooths out his coat. No, I apologize. Scramble was really an ingenious idea. However, it was a failure because we did not know fully how SCP-096 works. You see, as the chip inside Scramble picked up 096's facial features, it began scrambling them. There was a split second of uninterrupted light flow to the retina. Computers are fast, but not as fast as light. So there was a split-second image of SCP-096's direct face sent to the brain. It wasn't even consciously received, but apparently it was enough to trigger the hostile reaction in 096. So, with this report of the photograph, that's the most disturbing part of the whole incident. You know, the former SCP-096-1 went on his mountain trip in 1990 blank. That's blank years of that photo hanging there before he saw 096. Since the brain didn't need to be aware that it was viewing SCP-096's face to trigger the reaction, there can be ticking time bombs hidden literally everywhere in the world. How many photographers are out there containing SCP-096 just going unnoticed? Photographs, not photographers, whatever. Waiting for a careful eye. As I said before, I want this thing terminated now. End log. Give me a minute, please. Actually, how long have I been going for? I need to check how long this is. It's been 30 minutes? Damn, I'm gonna run out of footage. I'm gonna run out of background footage and have to change it up to something else. Unless I just go back to using the beginning of the footage rather than starting with NASA Moss Charger. I'll just go back to using the beginning. By then you should see me struggling to deal with Nightmare King Grim. Sorry about that really long interruption. Everyone, my dad just walked into my room asking to go get something. Where did I... There's my mouse. Okay, yeah, sorry about that really long interruption you probably just heard. I don't even know if I'll cut it out because it's so far into this recording. I don't even know. Like, I can get it generally. Alright, around 36 minutes. Jesus Christ. Quick question, Doctor. What exactly were you planning on doing there? Major Jack Wilford was top-notch SBS when we recruited him. Ugh. It was also a recon corpsman, sir, and we displayed the carcass, I guess. Marines SBS. Oh, what? Okay, that's another word I can't read. You'll just have to read this yourself if you want to actually read the words that I can't. No, they don't. Enough, both of you. Moving on. Oh boy, here's another log. Only 4 more to go. Yay. At this point, I really am going to run out of footage. Chief, begin log. Video interview log 096-1-B. Chief Master Sergeant blank. Door gunner under Echo Romeo. I got the bag over its head. Yes, you've told me that. Could you tell me exactly how it was transported? It was done with all its... It was sitting there in the highway, just done ripping open a minivan. And... Oh, sorry about that weird clank noise, I guess. I just opened and closed the tripod out of habit. I like fiddling with my microphone. Wes landed the helicopter. I got out and bagged it. I put the bag over its head, it got calm, and they took it. So the victims in the minivan were the last to have viewed 096's face? Blank. Interviewee remained silent for the remainder of the interview and was released. He was later found in his bunk room having committed suicide via hanging with a makeshift rope. A half-crushed pacifier was found in his fist. Ooh, that's just dark. That's real dark. Ooh. How far is the other one done exporting? Oh, the 173 video is done exporting. Anyway, here's the next log. 3 more to go. Begin log. Video log 096-1-D. Confiscated tape from news broadcast CNN. The image shows first responders surrounding the remains of a crushed plane over the shoulder of a field reporter. The plane, which seemed to be military in origin, has no outwards markings, designating it is a part of the U.S. military. Sorry, I'm a slow reader apparently. While first responders took a look for a black box recording, it is thought hit by police that the plane crashed into a massive cabin breach in both the cockpit and fuselage. The reporter motions to a large hole in the side of the plane, which several firefighters are climbing inside. Reporter: paramedics have only found 3 bodies, which is odd for a plane, apparently requiring a crew around 20 men, people have suggested. The reporter is cut off as 3 super stallions are shown hovering overhead, 2 of which land and begin unloading troops beginning to MTF Epsilon. MTF Epsilon MTF Epsilon-1. Shut off the camera. Shut off the motherfucking end log. Begin log. Dr. Alexei. Begin log. Dr. Alexei. So, are we finished here? Interviewer: one last question, Doctor? Or statement, as it seems. You find it interesting that there was no break room at research site blank, or coffee. Interviewee remains silent. We think it would be best if you began talking. Remainder of video interview log 096-1-A. Redacted. End log. Oh my god, we're finally on the last log. I did not expect this one to be this long. I should have learned from SCP Illustrated. Everybody who tries to tackle 096 has hour-long videos. Well, I guess this isn't an hour long. It's only like, what, 40 minutes? Yeah, around 40 minutes. I don't see what this has to do with me. There's no reason to play dumb doctor. He told us everything. Well then, I guess there's no use in fighting anymore, is there? Audio recording 05 hearing. By the way, the 05 Council is like the highest council of the SCP Foundation. So when you hear someone mention the 05 Council, you know some shit's about to go down. Audio recording of 05 hearing. 05-1. Upon reviewing your testimony and available footage and the confession of the late Dr. Alexei, it is the unanimous agreement of the 05 that you are to be terminated for your part in the gross breach of SCP-096. Dr. Dan, and here I thought you knew the meaning of for the greater good. Do not try my patience, Doctor. Given the incident's scope and potential, the 05 have approved your request for the termination of 096. Given the lack of personnel with understanding of 096, the termination will be entrusted to you, under heavy guard and the personal supervision of me. Your own termination will be scheduled at a later date. End log. That is horrible, Doctor. How could you knowingly... It worked. It was only a matter of time until that had happened in a major population center, and its face spread over the world news. I can kill 096, but I've killed myself in the process. Thus ends the story of 096, because I am definitely not gonna go back and see the other thing, document 096-1, because this is just a whole nother bag of worms that's going to take another 10 minutes to read. Because it's longer than 173's thing. Whatever. Well then, I guess I'm going to try and get this video up to 4 likes since you hit the last goal. I'm saying this even though you haven't hit the last goal yet, because I haven't even posted the previous video to this. I'm just assuming that I'll hit the goal. I'm a little cocky, I know. But if I'm wrong, nobody's gonna hear me being cocky. So take that. I just flipped off the sky. I'm pretty sure I'm trying to piss off God. Well, anyway, I'll see you next time. This is the last SCP reading I'm gonna be doing today, because I need to rest my fucking throat. I've been swearing a lot more of this video, and not just because of the readings. It's also because when I'm tired, I swear. Like a sailor, I swear. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video. I don't know what SCP I'll be doing next. It's either 096 or 049, because those are the next 2 popular ones. See you next video then. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.